All the things we talked to you about a couple of days ago going into Game 5, as a defense core and a team, did you tick off most of those boxes in that fifth game?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we were invested physically and mentally. I think we were playing our style of play. I felt like we were dialed in for details in our structure, and thought for most of that game we kind of imposed our will and played the way we wanted to play. So we understand that it was great that we got that result yesterday. To be able to have a chance to to be up 3-2, but the last one's the hardest one to get, and obviously a team that's a lot like us that plays really good at home, and so we're gonna have to do the job again, and if not, bring that even more. It's going to be a tough game tomorrow, and we'll have to be ready right from puck drop.
I don't know if you ever spent time in a pool hall as a kid, but was that a called shot? Carry off the derriere?
Oh, well, I think Bennington got a piece of it first, so I wasn't aiming directly at the butt. But, pucks to the net and bodies, and, they got a few goals like that in Game 4, and nice to see us get rewarded for doing the right things.
Scott shared his thoughts with us post-game about some of the hits Mark has taken. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, clearly they're trying to do a job on, our skilled guys and trying to make them pay a price. When we're trying to do the same too. It's a physical series. This has been right up there with some of the most physical hockey I've played in a playoff series, and we knew that going in, and they're going to continue to try to do that, and we have to make sure that we're staying physical too, staying engaged, and also making sure that we keep our head and stay cool and collective, and make sure that we're playing the game and doing what we need to do, and not get all riled up by that. Play whistle to whistle, play our game, and take care of our business.
Dylan, especially after you lose arguably your best forward, and the temperature of the series has been so high already.
Yeah, emotions are high. Obviously, when Shife's out of the game, it's a huge void, no doubt about it. Fantastic player, does so much for our group, offensively and defensively, and but you saw guys step up yesterday, and that's what we've been preaching all year is our depth, and guys stepping up, with more ice time, different roles, whatever it may be, and I think everybody collectively stepped up and did a great job yesterday.
Surprising to you guys in a group chat, words of encouragement or any parting words before you guys head out on the road?
No, haven't spoke with him. Was trying to, I'm sure he was getting bombarded with texts and just trying to see how he felt. So I haven't messaged him. I haven't really, to be honest, checked my phone too much. Going to bed at 1:30 or 2 o'clock it was yesterday, and spending some time with the family this morning. So I haven't had a chance to take a peek too much at the phone.
How surprised are you how much the refs are letting go in that way?
I think the refs are doing the best they can. I think it's a tough gig. Emotions are high. They're trying to, call the game the way they see it. A penalty was called yesterday on the hits, so, they did call a penalty on it. And, I think the refs have the hardest job in sports, and, it's not an easy job for sure.
You mentioned
when your youngest is old enough to hear the story about that goal, is it going to be a bar down clapper or a butt deflection?
Probably a butt deflection. I'm not going to lie, because all the goals count the same. Doesn't matter how they go in. So, it was great to to get one there and to kind of take the lead 3-2, and scoring at home, obviously with the whiteout and everybody going nuts was awesome.
You mentioned that there has been a focus by St. Louis on on your skill players. Rather, you play with one of them. How, I guess, impressive is it that Josh logged 26 and a half minutes, and after Mark went down, it seemed like there was a concerted effort to go after him.
Well, Josh he's been doing this ever since I've been here, and he plays a ton of minutes. And hard minutes too. It's not like he's just playing offensive zone. He's playing hard in the D zone, and like you said, he's obviously a guy that they're targeting and trying to get their licks on. And he goes back for the puck, and as D-men, that's kind of a part of the gig. You're going to go back for the puck, and you're usually the first touch guy, and you're going to get hit. And he's been able to, absorb some of these hits, make some plays, and keep kind of battling through it. And that's playoff hockey, and that's the competitor he is. So. He's never going to complain, I think, about too many minutes. He influences the game for us in so many ways. So, it's nice to see him maybe get some recognition to kind of fight through that. But that's something that we see all the time, and maybe we take a little bit of granted for it because we get to see it on a daily basis.
Dylan, how did you describe the paddle down save, and also Connor being named one of the finalists for the Hart Trophy today?
Yeah, next level. One of those saves where you're just like, oh my goodness, it kind of gets you out of your seat. So, fantastic save, a huge moment in the game there. Obviously, they score one there. Maybe that changes kind of the outlook of the game. And obviously, for him being named the finalist, he's our MVP and he's got our votes. So to see him getting recognized there is an amazing accomplishment. And I'm sure that for him, that just wants him to be a little bit more hungrier and continue to see what he can achieve.
How do you describe the resolve your team showed yesterday?
I think that was right up there with one of the gutsiest efforts that we've had all year. Obviously the magnitude of the game being 2-2 and trying to get that one to take the series lead, and then obviously dealing with one of your top players, if not your top player, out of the lineup, and having everybody, just kind of rally and play hard and play the right way and do the right things, and everybody contributing up and down the lineup. We're going to need that again for sure. And it's great that we got it last game, but we need to replicate it again to finish these guys off.